The video you are about to watch was produced by the same police department that took the life of the subject in the video. They take ample time to destroy the character of the person who ceases to exist at their hand. We have no way to verify any information, and even if true, does not give the officers the powers to be judge, jury, and executioner. In my opinion, to shoot a man in the back as he is running away is unacceptable. What are your thoughts? Share your opinions below. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm Sheriff T.K. Waters. This is a critical incident community briefing by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Our agency has prepared this briefing consistent with this administration's commitment to openness and transparency to the public that we serve. Now, the Chief of Professional Standards will deliver the currently available information pertaining to this critical incident.
I'm Chris Brown, the Chief of Professional Standards for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Today we're releasing information regarding an officer-involved shooting that occurred in the 13,200 block of North Main Street in Jacksonville, Florida on January 19, 2023. You will see video footage and other currently available information related to the case, all of which will provide you with a better understanding of what happened. When investigating an incident like this, investigators must often interview numerous witnesses, review many hours of video footage, and analyze a significant amount of forensic evidence. These investigations can often take up to a year or more to complete. As such, we're still at the very early stages of this investigation, so our understanding of this incident may change as additional evidence is collected and reviewed. We do not draw any conclusions regarding whether the officers acted appropriately with respect to the law or JSO policy until all of the facts are known and the investigation is completed. This officer-involved shooting resulted in the death of Eric Nathaniel Thornton. Thornton was 38 years old at the time of his death. In the early evening hours of January 19th, detectives from the Narcotics and Vice section were conducting surveillance on a known drug dealer, Brian Brightman. The detectives knew Brightman was located inside a van in an apartment complex parking lot located in the 13,200 block of North Main Street. In the driver's seat of that van was the man later identified as Thornton. After observing what appeared to be an illegal drug transaction being committed from the van, detectives used their vehicles to block the van's movement and then attempted to detain the occupants. The detectives were outfitted in tactical uniforms that clearly identified them as police. As they approached the van, Thornton opened the driver's side door and fled on foot. Several of the detectives immediately pursued Thornton to detain him. As they were doing so, they observed that Thornton was armed with a knife in his hand. On the footage you're about to see, the officers gave multiple commands for Thornton to drop his knife. Instead, Thornton continues to flee while still holding the knife in his hand. It is at this point that two detectives fired multiple shots at Thornton, resulting in him falling to the ground. The following footage, which shows that foot pursuit and shooting of Thornton, was captured by devices outfitted on the two officers involved in the incident. Again, I urge viewer discretion as this video does depict officers' use of deadly force.
Here, you ready? You're good. I got you, cuff. I got you. I got you.
Good. Back up.
Immediately following the shooting, JSO detectives provided first aid on the scene as a rescue unit was called. The rescue unit transported Thornton to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Reitman was removed from the back of the van and taken into custody. Detectives also located an 8-year-old child in the front passenger seat of the vehicle. The child was removed without harm and turned over to a family member at the scene. 2 knives and 2 grams of fentanyl were found at the scene. Reitman was charged with the felony offenses of the sale of fentanyl, child abuse, and the unlawful use of a two-way communication device. An independent investigation and review of the actions of the officers will be conducted by the State Attorney's Office. The State Attorney's Office will decide whether all actions taken by the officers were lawful. After the conclusion of the criminal investigation by the State Attorney's Office, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office will begin an administrative investigation into the officers' actions to determine if they were within agency policy. This begins with the convening of a Response to Resistance Review Board, in which officers are compelled to provide testimony about their actions during the incident. The Response to Resistance Review Board will then decide whether the officers violated any policy during the incident. The determinations made by that board will be submitted to the sheriff for review and a final decision. As stated earlier, JSO does not draw conclusions about the officer's conduct with regards to the law or our policies until the investigation has been completed. On behalf of Sheriff Waters and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, thank you for your time and attention.
If we have reached a point where it is acceptable to shoot a man in the back as he is fleeing, then we really have to take a minute to stop and think about the precedent this sets, and the impact on society as a whole. Thank you for watching. Please take a minute to share your thoughts, and move your cursor over to the thumbs up icon. It helps the algorithm, and I think this is a topic worthy of exposure and discussion. Small efforts can have a big impact in numbers. No effort will yield no results.